Hi and hello, Rays fans, and welcome to this presentation of Rays Baseball. Opening day here in St. Petersburg, Tropicana Field. Your Tampa Bay Rays taking on the visiting Pittsburgh Pirates. Charlie Morton on the mound for the Rays. The ace towards the end of last season. His stats from last year, he went 16-6, 240 strikeouts with a 3.05 ERA. And as we look at the lineup that he'll be facing for the Pittsburgh Pirates, leading off as a designated hitter is Kevin Newman, batted .308, 12 home runs and 64 RBIs. Behind him in left field, Adam Frazier, batting third, the center fielder Brian Reynolds. Those will be the first three batters that Morton will face in this one. He is facing the Pittsburgh pitcher Jameson Taillon. Went 2-3 with 30 strikeouts and a 4.1 ERA last season for Pittsburgh. And then as we're seeing Charlie Morton here, he's going to be taking the mound for the first pitch of this 2020 season for the Tampa Bay Rays. Are you excited? I know I am. Kevin Newman, the first batter that he will face. Kevin Newman batted last year .308, 12 home runs, 64 RBIs. And here's the first pitch on its way for this 2020 season. Fouled away for strike number 1, 0-1. So a good first pitch strike there from Morton. That's what he excels, getting ahead in the count early and dominating with that curveball. As you saw there, not a bad fastball either, but the curveball is his bread and butter in his second season here with the Rays. 36 years old, and as you see there, that curveball getting Kevin Newman to swing and miss at that one towards the bottom of the zone. Mike Zunino catching for Morton today. The sign. The pitch is on its way. Fouled away, so the count will stay 0-2. So all strikes so far for Charlie Morton. Just about what you want to see there. A good start at the top of the lineup. Not exactly the most fierce hitter in Kevin Newman, but a guy that can definitely get on base with a 300 average. That ball taken high and inside for a ball. 1-2 is the count. The pitch. And it's taken for a strike. Charlie Morton rings him up there. The strike out looking for Kevin Newman. And that will bring up Adam Frazier, batted .278 with 10 home runs and 50 RBIs last season for Pittsburgh. The 0-0 pitch is on its way. Taken for a strike on the outside corner. That's a hard pitch to lay off of, but he did. Took it for a strike. The 0-1 pitch is on its way. Only 6 pitches for Morton so far. That's what you like to see. Get him going early. And it is charged by the third baseman, Yandy Diaz. The throw to G-Man Choi is good for out number 1 to retire Frazier. And that will bring up Brian Reynolds, the center fielder. He batted .314 last year. 16 home runs, 68 RBIs. And he will face Morton once again. Only 7 pitches for Morton. The 0-0 pitch is on its way. And it is taken low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch looking to get back ahead in the count. Did he go? They say he did. He could not bring that check swing back. He did end up going around, so that will bring the count to 1-1 here for Brian Reynolds in the first inning. 2 gone, no men on here for Brian Reynolds. The pitch taken high and outside for ball number 2, bringing the count to 2-1. Charlie Morton with not a bad start here, but the first 2 batters he faced retired them both. Got a nice swing and a miss on the curveball. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning clean. The 2-2 pitch is on its way. And it is taken for a strike. The second strikeout of the inning for Charlie Morton as we head to the home first here on opening day. No hits there for Pittsburgh in the first inning. It was a clean 1-2-3. And for the Rays, they'll be facing Jameson Taillon. He went 2-3 last year, 30 strikeouts, 4.1 ERA. And the first three batters for the Rays, Austin Meadows leading off, playing right field, batting .291, 33 home runs last year, 89 RBIs. Joey Wendell batting second, the designated hitter, batted .231 last year, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. And batting third at third base, Yandy Diaz batted .267, 14 home runs, and 30 RBIs. That first pitch there was taken by a strike for Meadows. And just to give you an idea of where the defense for Pittsburgh is lining up, in left field, Adam Frazier, center field, Brian Reynolds, Gregory Polanco in right, and then as we move down to the infield, at third base is Colin Moran, at second base, Kevin Kramer, first base, the star slugger Josh Bell, and then catching is Jacob Stallings, as Meadows is put away there on the ground out. Coming up next is Joey Wendell, the designated hitter. Did not spend much time in the bigs last year. He was on the opening day roster, but did have a couple injuries, including a broken wrist that he suffered about midway through the season against Kansas City. Ended up, I believe, coming back, playing in a couple postseason games. Had a postseason RBI against those Houston Astros in the ALDS last year. But definitely a player that can contribute, a good left-handed bat, as that ball is fouled away, bringing the count to 0-2. It's not where you want to be if you're Wendell. A guy that sees pitches pretty well. A guy that hits for average, not necessarily for power. And the 0-2 pitch from Talon. And he chased and missed. And the throw to first is complete for the strikeout. Bringing up Yandy Diaz with no men on and 2 out. The slugger only hit 14 home runs, but every ball coming off of his bat was smoking hot. As far as the miles per hour, a line drive hitter, knows how to hit the ball very hard. 2 home runs in the wild card game last year against the Oakland A's to advance the Rays to the ALDS. The 1-0 pitch on its way. It swung on, hit to second base. The throw to first is good for out number 3, so that will retire the side for them as well. It'll go back to the top of the second when we come back. And leading off in this second inning is Josh Bell, the power hitter. Hit .277 last year, 37 home runs though, 116 RBIs. Was a participant in the home run derby last year. That pitch is taken for a ball. 1-0 is the count. 13 pitches for Morton so far. The 1-0 on its way. Taken low again for a ball. 2-0 goes the count there for Josh Bell. A nice count for him. Getting on base, get a run started for Pittsburgh. The 2-0 pitch is taken low again. So Josh Bell not biting at those curveballs low in the zone. He's staying good with the seeing the pitches. He's not going to swing at anything that he doesn't want. He's waiting for a good pitch. Very disciplined at the plate. The 3-0. And it's low again. So he walks him. A leadoff walk. Never what you want to see on 4 pitches. So Morton is could get himself in a little bit of a jam. Those leadoff walks usually end up coming to bite you. But Colin Moran, the batter, coming up, batted .277 last year, 13 home runs, 80 RBIs. First man on base for Pittsburgh so far in this one with no outs. What can they do with this one? The 0-0 pitch from Morton is on its way. It is taken for strike number 1, a curveball down the middle. The 0-1 pitch taken inside for ball number 1. So it seems like this middle part of the order for Pittsburgh not biting at those curveballs like the top of the order did for sure in that first inning. And did he hit him? He did. He will take his base. That pitch got away from Morton there. Colin Moran certainly not happy about that one. Takes it, looks like on the inside elbow, so he will take his base. That puts Josh Bell in scoring position at second base. So 2 men on and no outs here for Morton in the top of the second. Definitely not what you want if you're the Rays. Charlie Morton getting himself into a little bit of jam that he will have to get out of. And coming up to the plate, batting sixth, Gregory Polanco batted .242 last year, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. Looks like Morton will be going to the fastball there. 0-1 goes the count as a swing and a miss. I believe his first two-seamer of the game. Laid off a little bit there on his fastball. It looked like he confused Polanco a little bit there to bring the count to 0-1. Good start there for getting out of this jam potentially if he can retire Polanco. The 0-1 pitch is outside there for ball one. Quite a bit of mustard there in that fastball, 97, but couldn't keep it in the zone. 21 pitches so far for Morton, so not bad pacing him in this game. Interesting to see how Kevin Cash will manage him on opening day. Of course, opening day you want to see the pitcher go as long as he can, but it's a long season, and Morton is definitely a critical part of this team. Last year especially, took on the ace of this staff as Blake Snell had his struggles and his injuries really carried the load there for this pitching staff last year, including in the postseason. But as we get back to the game here, the 2-1 count to Polanco is on its way. Swing and a miss on that curveball. Couldn't lay off of that one. So one strike away from retiring Polanco. The 2-2 count. It's even here. The pitch from Morton is on its way. And it's fouled back for a foul ball. 2-2 remains the count. 2 men on, no outs here. Top of the second. Charlie Morton looks. He fires. Fouled back once again on that fastball away about middle part of the plate there. Morton maybe looking to go back to the curveball to put this one away to try and get out number one here. He does go to the splitter actually on that one. Polanco able to lay off of it, bringing the count full, the first full count of the game at 3-2. Definitely don't want to walk him to load the bases. Let's see what Morton does here. The pitch is on its way. And he rung him up. Looked like it was a little bit inside, but the umpire rung him up there. Definitely an interesting call, but as a Rays fan, you got to love that one. For out number one, the strikeout looking there for Polanco, bringing up the second baseman Kevin Kramer. Batted .167 last year, no home runs. 5 RBIs there for him and not much action. But he's got a man in scoring position. That ball is way outside for ball number one. 1-0 goes the count. Looks to be about a full crowd here in Tropicana Field to be expected on opening day, including the opening deck. So you love to see that. The 1-0 pitch here for Morton, and it swung on and missed. Could not make contact there with that fastball. Only at 94 miles an hour, but too much there for Kramer. The 1-1 pitch. And it's taken inside for a ball. That curveball creeping a little bit inside, just like we saw with Colin Moran there. Charlie Morton not afraid to go inside here early in this one. The 2-1 count here on its way. 1 out, 2 on. He goes low with the fastball. Kramer able to lay off of that one, bringing the count to 3-1. The pitch to Morton. And it's taken for a strike. He was going to take that one, bringing the count full. 3-2. Maybe Morton going back to the curveball. That's his put-away pitch. Hasn't been super effective here early in this one. Let's see if that's what he goes with here. The full pitch count. And it's fouled back. He went to the curveball. Kramer able to make a little bit of contact with that one to foul it back. The count remains full. And here's the payoff pitch. Morton sets. Fires. And it's taken for a strike. The fastball up in the zone. Kramer laid off of that one. And he gets struck out. That's 2 out here in the top of the second. Morton looking to get out of this jam here. Eric Gonzalez, the shortstop, batting 8, is the man that will come up to bat. Batted .254 last year. 1 home run. 6 RBIs, and he's got a man in scoring position here early in this one. Watches that curveball go low for ball number one. 13 balls, 10 strikes for Morton. It looks like the Pittsburgh Pirates have done a good job of laying off the off speed. They're racking up Morton's pitch count. It's already at 35. from 1 2/3 inning pitched. He swings and misses at that fastball. 1-1 goes the count. To the first two batters Morton faced in the top of the second got on. He retired the next two. So he's got Gonzalez up with a man in scoring position. Can he finish this inning and get out of it clean? The 1-1 pitch. And it's going to be popped up there for the right fielder. Meadows catches it easily to retire the side. So Morton does get out of that one, as we will go to the bottom of the second when we come back as Renfroe, Choi, and Adames here on Rays Baseball. Leading off here in the bottom of the second inning is Hunter Renfroe. Was acquired in a trade from the San Diego Padres. He batted .216 last year, 33 home runs, 64 RBIs. The power hitter maybe that the Rays have been looking for. He was acquired in a trade during the offseason from the Padres. The Rays sent Tommy Pham to the Padres for Hunter Renfroe in prospect Xavier Edwards. Xavier Edwards, I believe, a Double-A player right now, but Hunter Renfroe, a guy that can contribute to the big leagues. A little bit different from Tommy Pham. They're both outfielders, of course, but Tommy Pham being more of a contact hitter, getting on base, stealing bases, more of a speed player, 20-20 type guy. Hunter Renfroe is an absolute slugger, a guy that can hit home runs. Maybe a piece from this lineup that the Rays have been looking for, as he takes that high for ball number 4. So he will walk there. A walk for Hunter Renfroe in his first plate appearance as a Ray. Ji-Man Choi, the man, coming up next. Batted .261 last year. 19 homers, 63 RBIs as he takes that pitch high for a ball. Started playing first base on opening day last year for the Rays. A very good defensive first baseman. Very flexible there with the splits and all the kinds of things that he did at first base. A nice piece for the Rays here. And not a bad batter either. Had himself a quite a good postseason. That ALDS, he had some success as he takes that ball low and outside for ball number 2. So 2-0 goes the count. Jameson Taylor looking like he's getting himself in just a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the second inning. Only 14 pitches for him so far, though. The 2-0 pitch is on its way. Ji-Man Choi takes that fastball inside for ball number 3. Willie Adames, the shortstop, is up next. Ji-Man Choi looking to work the walk here. Let's see if he has the green light to swing at this one. The 3-0 pitch on its way. And it's taken by Ji-Man Choi for another 4-pitch walk. So 2 4-pitch walks here for Jameson Taylor in the bottom of the second. Looking to get himself in a little bit of a jam. 2-man on. No outs for the shortstop, Willie Adames. Batted .254 last year, 20 home runs, 52 RBIs. He really came into his own in the second half of last season. The star shortstop played pretty much every day for the Rays with no other real shortstops on the roster as he takes that ball high and outside a little bit, but it is strike number 1. 0-1 goes the count. 2 men on, no outs here, bottom of the second for Jameson Taylor on the pitcher for the Pirates. And Adames swings at that one, fouls it back. So the count goes 0-2. Taylor looking to put Adames away and look to start getting out of this one. Let's see what he does here with the pitch. And Adames lays off of that one, is able to check the swing there. Ball number 1, low and inside for him. 1-2 goes the count for Willie Adames, looking to pick up the first RBI of the season for the Rays. And that ball is taken high for ball number 2. Looked like it might have been in the strike zone, but good by Willie to lay off of that one and take that for a ball. Evening the count now at 2-2. Was 0-2. Took 2 balls, so even in the count here. Getting back into this one. Looking to do some damage for sure. Brendan Lau, a guy that's coming up after him. So the Rays looking to do some damage in the bottom of the second. The 2-2 pitch is fouled away. That slider looked like he got a pretty good hold of that one, but could not keep it fair. That looked like it would have driven in at least 1 run there. 2-2 remains the count. Jameson Taylor looking to put Adames away. The pitch, and it is popped up to the right fielder. He catches that one easily, throws back to first. Ji-Man Choi is safe there. Gregory Polanco, the Pirate there, making the catch. So that will retire Adames and bring up Brandon Lau, the second baseman. He batted .270 last year, 17 home runs hit, 51 RBIs in his rookie season. A prospect that has been highly touted in this Rays system for quite some time. Came up last year, did his thing. A guy that you wouldn't think is a power hitter looking at him, but with that quick bat, good hand speed, all of that, is able to really get some power behind the baseball. And with a man in scoring position and 1 out, this would be a great chance for the Rays to pick up their first run of the season. He swings and misses at that fastball low. 0-2 goes the count now. Jameson Taillon again getting ahead in the count early. Fastball, swing and misses. Looking to stay in this one, get out of this second inning. The 0-2 pitch. Be interested to see what Lau does here with this one. He takes that ball high. Not a hard pitch really to lay off of. Quite a bit high up in the zone. Taken for ball number 1. 1-2 goes the count here for Lau. And it's a foul ball, so the count will remain 1-2 with 1 out. 2 men on in the bottom of the second inning. 26 pitches so far for Jameson Taillon, the starter for the Pirates. The 1-2 pitch is on its way. And Lau is rung up with fastball high in the zone. He tried to lay off of it. He did lay off of it, but it's a called strike, so he goes out looking. They're bringing up the center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier, the fan favorite. Batted .228 last year, 14 home runs, 55 RBIs, with a man in scoring position. 2 men on, 2 out here for the Rays. 1-0 the count to Kiermaier. A speedy guy. If he can just get some contact here, should be able to get on base, but of course, you want a base hit that can drive in a run here with a man in scoring position. The 1-0 count to Kiermaier takes that ball low and inside for ball number 2. Brings the count to 2-0. That pitch there, barely outside. Barely outside. Taken for ball number 3. 3-0 the count. Will it be another 4-pitch walk? That would be the third of the inning for Jameson Taillon. He's got to have it in the zone somewhere. The pitch. And it's outside. So Kiermaier walks on 4 pitches. The third 4-pitch walk here for Taillon as he loads the bases with 2 outs. Bring up the 9-hole hitter Mike Zunino, the catcher. He batted only .165 last year. 9 home runs, 32 RBIs. More of a defensive catcher, obviously, as you can see by the batting average. Not much of an offensive catcher, but the bases loaded with 2 outs. A chance to drive in at least 2 runs here. The 0-0 count. It's taken high for a strike. 98 miles an hour, that pitch for Taillon. He really is trying to get out of this inning clean without giving up any runs in the bottom of the second inning. The 1-0 count. He's looking to stay ahead in this count to Zunino. It's on its way. And it is taken for another strike. So Zunino, with the bat on his shoulders, has watched 2 strikes go down the plate. Taillon is doing good in this at-bat, keeping those strikes on the corners, not giving Zunino much of anything really to work with. The 0-2 count, though. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Zunino. Swings at that one. Makes a little bit of contact, fouls it back, so the count remains 0-2. Looking just to stay alive, really there on that one. 34 pitches for Taillon. He loads the bases with 2 outs. Can he get out of it? He's 1 strike away. And Zunino swings and misses at that one. The Rays come away with nothing. Taillon is pumped up there. He gets out of that jam. No hits for either team so far through 2. A lot of walks, though. When we come back, it'll be the top of the 3rd. And batting first for the Pirates, it is the 9-hole hitter Jacob Stallings. Batted .262 last year, 6 home runs, 13 RBIs. His first plate appearance of this 2020 season. 37 pitches through 2 innings for Morton. The 0-0 pitch is on its way. It is taken high, barely high, reaching that top corner high and away for ball number 1. 1-0 goes the count for Morton. Looking to try and get into this count. He pops it up, Stallings does. Morton looks at it, and it is going to be caught by the third baseman, Yandy Diaz. A pop-up in shallow infield for out number 1. So a quick put away there from Morton as there's one gone in the top of the third inning as the Pirates go back to the top of the lineup for the first time this game. It will be Kevin Newman, the batter here. Struck out in his first at-bat. That ball's taken for a strike, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Morton looks to be doing a little bit better with his control here in this third inning. The 0-1 pitch is hit with ground ball. Brandon Lau jumping and throwing the G-Man Choi to retire him. So another 2-pitch at-bat for Morton puts him away there on the ground out to the second baseman Lau. A nice play, the backhanded play with the glove. Turns around, flips it to first. Very nice play there by Brandon Lau, playing in the shift between first and second base. It'll bring up Adam Frazier, bases empty, 2 outs. The left fielder who did ground out in his first at-bat of the game. The 0-0 pitch is on its way. It's taken barely low. That curveball Adam Frazier was able to lay off of that time. The 1-0 pitch, it is taken for a strike. So Morton staying low in the zone here in this at-bat and top of the third. And that is grounded straight to the first baseman, G-Man Choi, who runs over to the bag. Tags him out for out number 3 of this inning. So Morton with a clean 1-2-3 retires every batter he faced as we go to the bottom of the third when we come back on Rays Baseball. The Rays return to the top of the lineup. Austin Meadows, the leadoff. He grounded out in his first at-bat of the game, looking to do some damage this time against Talon. That first pitch he takes, he swings it, and the running catch by the center fielder. He is able to get that one actually rather easily. Brian Reynolds, the man who records the out there for Pittsburgh. One away. Meadows swinging at the first pitch. He saw it was right down the middle, but just couldn't get enough a hold of it as it goes to the mid part of the outfield there. The center fielder running over to make the catch. Joey Wendell struck out in his first at-bat. Looking to do a little bit better. Maybe taking some more pitches than Austin Meadows did. Trying to work the count here on Talon as Joey Wendell seems to always do. It takes that pitch for a ball. It was a bit low and inside. 37 pitches for Talon so far. Wendell sees a pitch he likes, but it's a pop-up. It looks like it is to the second baseman, Kevin Kramer there, to record out number 2. So another 2 quick outs for Talon. This third inning has been all about quick outs. Yandy Diaz grounded out in his first at-bat. Let's see what he can do. Bases empty, 2 outs here for Yandy Diaz. Looking to maybe drive one for the first run of the year for the Rays. They're still looking for it. Score is 0-0 here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs away here so far in the third. Yandy Diaz finds himself behind in the count. 0-1 the pitch. It's taken low. That slider looks like it got away from him just a little bit. Yandy Diaz easily able to lay off of that one for a ball. 1-1 is the count here for Talon. He throws high. That fastball reaching 98 miles per hour. Yandy able to lay off of a second straight pitch. This one was high. 2-1. Let's see what Talon does here. He reaches just that inside part of the outside of the plate. Gets a strike there. 2-2 goes the count there. And Yandy cannot keep that one fair. Has to run back to home plate there. Was not able to keep it fair, but it looked like it would have been at least a double if that ball could have stayed fair. Goes foul there. 2-2 count. He takes that one for a ball. A hard pitch to lay off of. But Yandy Diaz very disciplined here in his second at-bat. Able to lay off of that one to bring the count full at 3-2. Jameson Talon looking just to get out of this inning. A 1-2-3. And he does. Rings him up there. Yandy Diaz watches the pitch whiz by him for strike number 3. So that will retire the side there for Talon. A 1-2-3 inning. Still no hits for either team as we go to the bottom of the third on Rays Baseball. Here in the top of this fourth inning, Brian Reynolds struck out in his first at-bat, is the first man to face Morton 44 pitches through 3 innings. Was able to kind of calm down there in the third inning, 1, 2, 3 there after getting into a bit of a jam with a couple walks there in the second inning. 0-1 first pitch strike from Morton. Can he get ahead in the count a little more? Swings and makes contact with that curveball, fouls it away though for strike number 2. So 0-2 goes to count. Morton maybe going back to that off speed to put him away. Let's see. And fouls that one away once again. Fastball that was about mid part of the plate inside. Definitely it would have been a ball if he could have laid off of it, but made enough contact for a foul ball. Swings and misses at that fastball. Very much up in the zone for a strikeout. That is his second of the game there for Reynolds. And that will bring up Josh Bell, the power hitter for the Pirates, the cleanup man. Interested to see what his approach will be against Morton. He did walk in his first at-bat. I believe it was a 4-pitch walk. So Morton maybe just trying to bite his way a little bit at a time against Bell. That ball taken for a strike on the outside corner. Like I said, walked in his first plate appearance. So Bell, I believe, hasn't really swung at a pitch so far against Morton. Takes that one for a strike, the 0-1 count. He swings at that one, a curveball high in the zone. Just was able to foul it away there as the count moves to 0-2. Looking to put Josh Bell away. Really will be smooth sailing for Morton if he can do that. That ball is low, though, for 1-2. I mean, you look at this lineup. Once you get past the first part of the lineup, 1 through 4, not many threats that really strike fear into you. So if you can get this guy out, maybe smooth sailing here for Morton, can record a couple more innings without racking that pitch count up too much. But of course, opening day, pretty much everyone in this bullpen is available. The A bullpen, whatever they want to do with Diego Castillo, Nick Anderson, Jose Alvarado, whatever you want to do. You don't need a lot out of Morton, but I mean, if you can get innings out of him, of course he wants to do that. As that pitch is fouled away, the count stays at 1-2, and he makes contact with that one. The left fielder is running at that one, makes the catch. Hunter Renfroe as it headed for the Crawford cutout in left field, down that left field line. Did not have much more room there on the track to run, but does retire Josh Bell on that fly out to left, bringing up Colin Moran with the bases empty. 0-2 the count. Past 50 pitches here for Morton as he tries to move through this one. The first pitch of the count is taken inside for ball number 1. So 1-0 moves the count. And then looking for the Rays when they come back, it'll be Hunter Renfroe, Ji-Man Choi, and Willie Adames for that middle part of the order. Yandy Diaz charges this one, throws to first, retires the man there. So another 1-2-3 inning for Morton, his second straight, as we will move to the bottom of the 4th. When we come back, still no hits. And we're back. Hunter Renfroe, the man that made the running catch there to retire Bell, is the first batter that will come up to the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Walked in his first plate appearance, so had a little bit of success against Jameson Talon. 45 pitches through 3 innings, so both pitchers about at the same pace. It'll be interesting to see how both of these managers, with Blake Shelton of Pittsburgh and Kevin Cash of the Tampa Bay Rays, manage this situation with starting pitchers. Both have gotten into jams, but both got out of them. No hits. It's all been walks and hit by pitches. So far, as Hunter Renfroe swings and misses at a 1-0 pitch, evening the count to 1-1 here. Liked what he saw at that fastball low and inside, but was not able to make contact with it. That ball on the outside of the plate is taken by Renfroe. So mostly some good discipline shown by Renfroe. A guy that, last year only batted .216. So not a guy that really hit for much average, but showing some good discipline here at the plate so far. And this one takes that ball inside for 3-1. So he's up in the count. Be interesting to see if he has the green light here. Definitely, with that power bat, looking to do some damage here. The 3-1 pitch from Talon is on its way. He swings, gets a piece of that one, fouls it back to the catcher. So that will bring the count full to 3-2. 50 pitches for Talon through 3 innings so far. 3+ innings, I should say. The full count. And that's a base hit. Could be 2 as he rounds second. That will be 2. Looks like he'll be able to make it standing up. Right down that first baseline. The shift, there was no one there on that side. The ball just rolls harmlessly down the first baseline as we get a replay of that. No one there. Josh Bell just watches the ball go by him as Renfroe makes a good turn at first. Gets a double. So the first base hit of this season here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ji-Man Choi is up to the plate with a man in scoring position. No outs. Ji-Man Choi looking at the first pitch, but it is going to be a pop out to the left field, or a fly out, I should say, as Hunter Renfroe will have to set second base, not able to tag up on that catch by Adam Frazier. Gets it back to the third baseman. So that will bring up Willie Adames, the shortstop, flied out in his first plate appearance in the second inning. Man in scoring position, once again a chance to put up the first run of this 2020 season. Talon, 1 man on, 1 out. That ball is low. That curveball looped all the way down, almost near the dirt. Taken by Willie for a ball. 1-0 goes the count to him. The 1-0 pitch on its way, and Willie takes that one for a ball. That one was definitely a good take by Willie. Nice job for him to lay off of that one. 2-0 the count. Willie just looking for a good pitch that he likes. He swings at that one that was inside the plate, but it is charged by the center fielder, and he is going to catch that easily, keeping Renfroe once again at second base. So 2 straight outs here. Willie Dumb is flying out to the center fielder, Brian Reynolds. So that will bring up now Brandon Lau, a guy who struck out in his first plate appearance, with a man in scoring position. We've seen this situation before. 2 outs. 1 man on second base. Hunter Renfroe, a guy with a little bit of speed. I mean, pretty much any base hit you would think would score Renfroe. Brandon Lau looking to do just that here in the bottom of the 4th inning to put up the first run of the season for the Rays. That pitch swung on and missed by Renfroe. Count goes to 0-1. A nice fastball by Talon, 97 miles an hour, up and inside. A trend that we've seen in Major League Baseball over the past couple seasons. The power pitchers pitching high and inside. Gets away with that one there. About at the same speed fastball, low and inside. And it is caught by, I believe, the third baseman to retire the side there. Polanco, Kramer, Gonzalez coming up for Pittsburgh. So they get out of that one. Renfroe in scoring position, the leadoff double. 3 straights out recorded by Pittsburgh. And as we see coming up to the plate, it is the batter, number 44. It is Gregory Polanco, I should say. 0-0 the count for Morton. 56 pitches through 4 innings. That fastball at 96 miles an hour up in the zone. So looks like he still got his fastball. Looking to put Polanco away as we go to the bottom of the lineup. 6, 7, 8 up for Pittsburgh. So you'd like to think, a pretty good inning here from Morton. You'd like to think that one is fouled away. 1-0. 1-1. The count is evened at. Morton has been pretty good so far. Has not given up any hits. Just a few walks and a hit by pitch. Other than that, has had himself a pretty good opening day. Looking ahead to the rest of the series, it is a 3-game set to open the season against Pittsburgh. It looks like it'll be Blake Snell tomorrow, probably against Chris Archer, you would think, and then Tyler Glasnow coming up in the getaway game there. The big 3 there for Tampa. But it is Charlie Morton here on opening day. 2-1 the count to Gregory Polanco. Morton gets the sign he likes. He sets, throws, and it just gets the inside part of the plate there. That curveball looped back inside. Taken for a strike. 2-2 the count. Looking to put him away. Wow, that curveball just low. Taken by Polanco. A good take there. Brings the count full to 3-2. Morton looking to put him away. Don't want another leadoff walk. We've seen how that's gone so far. And he swings, makes contact. Yandy Diaz with another throw to Ji-Man Choi to record out number 1. Something that we've seen quite a bit this game. A lot of groundouts to Yandy, but good job fielding by him so far this game and throwing to Ji-Man Choi. No issues so far for this Rays defense. As the second baseman Kevin Kramer comes up to bat. swings and misses at that curveball. Yeah, you think towards the bottom of the lineup, Charlie Morton can have some success with his bread and butter curveball. Kevin Kramer could just wave and miss at that one there. 0-1 the count. No man on, 1 out here. Top of the 5th. That cutter was low and inside, but swung on and missed though by Kramer. So Morton looking to put him away. The 0-2 pitch is taken outside for ball number 1. 1-2 the count. Here to Kramer. 65 pitches for Morton so far. 41 of them have been strikes. He's done a better job of getting ahead in counts the last couple innings. Really taking command here in this game. And he rings him up there. That ball a little high and inside, but the umpire rings him out for out number 2. A strikeout looking here for Eric Kramer there in the replay. 96 miles an hour on the fastball for Morton. So good showing here for him. Eric Gonzalez, the shortstop, is the man that will come up next. 0-1, and this one flew out in the 2nd inning. So Morton just looking to get out of this one with 2 gone, no man on, bottom of the lineup. That ball taken just outside for ball number 1. The 1-0 pitch on its way is high and inside, but taken for a strike. 1-1 the count. As Morton heads near 70 pitches so far, probably thinking that he's going to go 1 or 2, depending on how much he gets dinged up by the top of the lineup when it returns there, as that ball is taken low for a ball. 2-1 the count there. And it is popped up. But it gets down for a base hit in shallow infield. Austin Meadows could not get over there in time. So what looked like would have been a routine play ends up being a base hit there for Eric Gonzalez. I guess a little bit undersold there. It looked like a pop-up, but ended up getting down in a hurry. A little bit of a bloop hit there for Eric Gonzalez, bringing up the 9-hole. Jacob Stallings, who is 0-1 so far in this one. And that pitch is driven, but caught easily by Renfroe to retire the side. Like the pitch, looked like he got a decent hold of it, but Renfroe again eliminating the threat there to retire the side as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 1 hit apiece for each team, but no runs. And we return to Rays baseball. It is the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Rays. It is going to be Kevin Kiermaier, a man who walked in his first plate appearance in this one. As we are at the bottom of the lineup, it'll be Kevin Kiermaier, Mike Zunino, and then we'll return back to the top with Austin Meadows. Kevin Kiermaier, it looks like this has lined up well if Kevin Kiermaier can get on base, a guy that can steal and all those things. So maybe if Kevin can get on, not to get ahead of myself, but maybe get bunted over by Zunino, and then you got Austin Meadows with a man in scoring position. 2-0 the count for Kevin Kiermaier. Looks like he might be able to work another walk. The pitch taken for a strike. The count 2-1. Talon looking to get back into this one. Talon, a guy I would say we're a little bit surprised by his performance in this one. Was a little bit surprised he was even starting this one. It looked like Chris Archer would have been the ace of the staff looking to get the start, but it was Jameson Talon as Kevin Kiermaier drives that one through the infield. It was not able to be caught as he gets a base hit. It looks like it'll be ruled that way. The scorer's decision is an error by Eric Gonzalez. So it looked like a routine ground out to short. The backhand of the glove play was no good by Gonzalez. So like we talked about, Kevin Kiermaier able to get on base with a 9-hole Zunino up. Obviously not a pinch hit situation, but maybe where you look to send Kiermaier and lay down a bunt if you can. Jameson Talon, not a guy that's afraid to put it low in the zone or anything like that. So if you get a pitch that you can bunt, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the Rays go to here. But right now it looks like Zunino's going to try and hit straight up. He takes that ball low and inside for ball number 1. So maybe even be able to work the walk. The most important part really is the throw back to first is safe. Kevin Kiermaier getting a little ahead of himself with that lead at first base. A guy that's definitely a threat to steal. Probably one of the fastest guys on the team. One of the fastest guys in the American League if you want to have that discussion. Whit Merrifield, guy in Kansas City. Some of those guys like that. But Kevin Kiermaier there. 2-0 goes the count to Zunino. So I don't know why you wouldn't be pitching to the 9-hole. Zunino not a hitting threat, but Jameson Talon not able to keep it in the zone here. The 2-0 pitch. And he drives that one for a base hit. Kevin Kiermaier heads to second base. So they have KK in scoring position. A base hit for Zunino on a 2-0 count. Pitch right down the middle. Zunino able to get enough of a hold on that one to hit it in the gap between first and second base. The right fielder throws, but it was not able to do anything as Austin Meadows, 2 men on, no outs. Kevin Kiermaier in scoring position. Really, any base hit is going to score KK, as the Rays look like they're going to be close to picking up the first run of the season. As you see the fans with the cowbells, they're going crazy. When you get the leadoff man with KK in scoring position, basically any baseball that's not an out, as that ball is taken way inside for 2-0 count there, is going to score. Kiermaier looks like he's going to get a decent lead at second base there. The 2-0 pitch. Jameson Taillon really working himself in a jam this time. It's on its way. Down the middle. Fouled away. Definitely a dangerous pitch there. A fastball down the middle for Meadows. Not able to get enough of a piece of it, though. As the count goes to 2-1, Meadows still ahead in the count. Taillon sets. He throws. And that's high in the zone. Missed by Meadows. Evening the count to 2-2. So Taillon looking to put Austin Meadows away here with KK in scoring position. Zunino at first base. Taillon sets. He throws. And that's jacked by Meadows. The ball deep right field. And it's gone. The Rays score their first runs of the season on a 3-run homer by Austin Meadows. Taillon looking to put Meadows away. And he sends it into the deck in deep right field. That's a 3-run homer. Kiermaier will come around to score. Zunino will come around from first. And Meadows with his first home run of the season to give the Rays a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. That curveball sat right in the middle of the zone, and Meadows made him regret it as he sends it into the seats. 388 feet is the distance on that one. 103 miles per hour exit velocity. A no-doubter there for Meadows. A beautiful play there. Just when you thought Taillon was going to be able to put Meadows away, sends one into the seats as Joey Wendell almost getting a base hit, but not able to keep it inside of the first base bag. 0 for 2 for Wendell. A strikeout and a pop out for him. The designated hitter, not exactly what you like to see, but with a 3-0 lead, don't have much to complain about. With Wendell, another foul to about the same spot. 0-2 goes the count for him. Looks like he might have something about Taillon figured out, trying to get a piece of a pitch. That ball taken for a ball low. 1-2 goes the count there. 72 pitches here for Taillon, basically through 4+. So the Rays may be chasing him out of the game early and getting into this Pittsburgh bullpen. The 3-0 lead, though, that they're going to have to protect. Looks like you should be able to get a couple more out of Morton. And then maybe to the bullpen they will go, especially with the lead. They're able to use your A bullpen on opening day. As the 2-2 pitch to Wendell's on its way. He swings on that one, makes contact, but it is going to fall harmlessly into the glove of the center fielder, Brian Reynolds, for out number 1. So Taillon finally records the first out of the inning. Yandy Diaz, the man that will come up next, hasn't had much success so far in this contest. 0 for 2, strikeout, a ground out. Still looking for his first hit of the season with 1 out and no man on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Interesting to see what he will do. And just really what an inning so far by the Rays. Kevin Kiermaier, the guy that's able to work the walk. Zunino with a surprise base hit. We were calling for the bunt, but he ends up getting a base hit to get on. And then you're like, okay, Austin Meadows, a guy that, a base hit was going to score. Kiermaier, the count goes to 2-2, looking like Taillon might put him away. And Meadows sends one into the seats to give the Rays the first lead of the season. The 0-2 pitch to Diaz on its way. Swung on and fouled. That slider in the upper inside part of the plate. Fouled away by Diaz. 0-2 remains the count. Just staying alive there. Looking to do some damage. That pitch is low, but Diaz just takes a little bit of a hack at it. Looking to just stay alive. Doesn't want to lay off any type of pitch, even low in the zone. He wanted to get a piece of it. He stays alive, though. 0-2. That ball well inside. Diaz able to lay off that one. 1-2 goes the count to him now. And then if Diaz can do anything, well, with one out, Hunter Renfroe, the man that will come on next, as Diaz does end up striking out to bring up Hunter Renfroe. Jameson Taylor, 23 pitches this inning, but 2 outs recorded. It looks like he might be able to get out of this one after giving up that home run, able to settle down a little bit, putting away 2 straight batters. As Diaz moves to 0-3 on the game, Hunter Renfroe, the man that will come up. And the Pirates have a couple of guys warming up in the bullpen. Looks like maybe if he cannot retire Renfroe, that the Pirates will make the move. Only 81 pitches, though. Not quite sure. Maybe they're just doing that just to be sure. But it looks like this could be his last inning. I don't know if they wanted to get him up to 100 pitches here on opening day. Maybe looking to make a move to the bullpen here at the bottom of the 6th inning when that comes back around. We'll see, though. The 1-1 pitch on its way to Renfroe is taken, and it's going to be foul. Had a good piece of that one, but was not able to keep it fair. That ball came down near the visiting bullpen there for a foul ball. 1-2 goes the count there to Renfroe. And he gets a piece of that one, but just fouls it away. That slider right down the heart of the plate. Renfroe was able to get a hold of that one. We could have been looking at the second home run of the season. He was not, though. Count remains 1-2. Swings at that one. Josh Bell catches a throw to Talon, the pitcher, who has to run to first base to cover the bag, and ends up getting Renfroe out as they get out of that one. An interesting play on the shift there. Bell playing near the center part between first and second. Catches it. The toss over to Talon, who retires him to retire the side. But the Rays get 3 runs as they take a 3-0 lead here on the Pirates. As we go to the top of the 6th inning here, 71 pitches for Morton. Doesn't look like they have anyone in the bullpen. No intentions of going there just yet, but he will have to face the top of the lineup for a 3rd time. Kevin Newman, 0-2, a strikeout and a ground out. Obviously not at the part of the rotation where you talk about this, but a big part of the Rays' strategy is not letting pitchers face the top of the lineup too many times. Usually they don't like to pitchers to face the top of the lineup, or any part of the lineup, really more than twice. But a pitcher like a Morton or a Snell or even a Glasnow, that's not really a concern. You want to get them as deep into the game as you can if they're having a good game. But when we get to the bottom of the rotation, where guys like Ryan Yarbrough, Yanni Chirinos, and then as we start to get into some of these opener days, when you get the bulk guy behind him, not wanting to face men more than twice. But Morton is facing the top of this lineup for the first time. Yandy Diaz dove, did not make it, but Willie Adames is right behind him, able to scoop it up, throw it at first to retire Kevin Newman for out number 1. Kind of a weird play. It looked like Yandy Diaz was going to have it. The ball rolls right past his glove, who dove out, and then Willie Adames was right there behind him with a nice throw to first to retire Newman. Adam Frazier, the man who's coming up next. Not much success for him either this game. The 0-0 pitch is on its way high, very high there. Looks like Morton still has his velocity on his fastball, 96 miles an hour there. Of course, the 36-year-old not going to have too much on the fastball, but the fact that he's still in the upper 90s, this is part of his career. There's a lot I liked about Morton here on his final year of his contract for the Rays. He's a guy that's talked about, he's got a family there in Bradenton. That's why he came to the Rays. He's leaning towards probably retiring after the season. So the Rays wanted to get every ounce of baseball out of Morton as they can. And he's having a good game here against his former team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the team where Morton started his career in the minor leagues. Bounced around a little bit. Of course, as we know, closed out a series for the Houston Astros in 2017 before making his way to the Rays. And that's going to fall for a base hit in shallow outfield. Looks like Kevin Kiermaier maybe could have... Willie Adames, the shortstop, could have backed up a little bit, but Kevin Kiermaier coming in from center field, that ball drops for a base hit. I would probably charge that just to the defensive alignment, or maybe just the approach there than anything of a base hit, but Adam Frazier does take his base there at first base. 1 on, 1 out here for the center fielder, Brian Reynolds. 79 pitches, that's the 80th for Morton, taken for a strike, that big looping curveball. 0 for 2 is Reynolds, 2 strikeouts. Morton would love to strike him out for a 3rd time. Get him 3/4 of the way there to that golden sombrero. The 0-1 pitch. Morton sets, throws. That looping curveball, not able to push it enough in the zone. It's slow and away there for ball number 1. A good take there by Reynolds. the count is even out 1-1. Morton, that ball in the same spot. Reynolds almost poked at that one, but was able to bring the bat back to take that one for a ball. So 2-1 now. The count to Reynolds. And he swung on and missed. 3 straight curveballs to that same part of the plate. Reynolds, I should say, not able to lay off of that one. As the count is even at 2-2. And that pitch inside. Reynolds is just able to wave and miss at that one as he will head back to the dugout. A 3rd strikeout for him. Just tried to get some part of that ball, but was not able to. As Morton records yet another strikeout as Josh Bell comes up to the plate with 1 on. Probably the first threat the Pirates have had in a little bit of time, as Josh Bell takes that ball for a strike. Josh Bell 0 for 1, also with a walk in the 2nd inning. Looking to do something, takes that ball. Excuse me, if he takes that ball low for a ball, the count goes to 0-1 here. Morton 85 pitches, so it looks like this probably will be his last inning, as the Rays have everyone in their bullpen available. You think maybe Diego Castillo takes the 7th, Nick Anderson maybe takes the 8th, and Jose Alvarado takes the 9th if this game continues to pace that way, as Josh Bell takes that one inside for a strike. So Morton gets ahead of Bell here, and this one, 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 87 pitches for him so far. The 1-2 pitch is on its way, and it swung on, made contact. Willy Adames will make that easy catch there to retire the side as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here on Rays Baseball. Choi, Adames, and Lau up. And the Pirates make their first pitching change of the game. Robbie Erlin, 0-1 for him. 37 appearances with a 5.37 ERA. 52 strikeouts, 12 walks. And they have Michael Felez and Nick Beardy warming up in the bullpen. So maybe just have him face a couple batters and then move. It looks like this middle part of the order, the Pirates are going to want to do a little bit of maneuvering here. And the first batter Erlin will face is Choi, as it looks like Erlin, a guy who's got about a 3/4 release. Felix Beardy, one of the men that's warming up in the bullpen, Felix as well. Erlin here, 1-0 count to Choi. No man on, no out. To Choi, gets a pitch he legs down the middle, and it looks like it is going to be caught for out number 1. That ball floating harmlessly to the left fielder. Or I should say the third baseman, Colin Moran, as it did not make much into the outfield. As Willy Adames will come up, 0 for 2 so far in this one. 2 flyouts, still looking for his first hit of the season. 1 out, no man on, bottom of the 6th. And it looks like Willie's got his first base hit of the season, barely getting into that line, hits into the outfield wall, and Willy Adames has got a double. A 1-out double for Willy Adames, his first base hit of the season, barely gets inside of that first base line, and then bounces off the wall in foul territory. Almost a ground rule double, but ends up getting to second base either way, bringing up Hunter Renfroe with 1 out, and a man in scoring position. The Rays looking to add on to their lead. That pitch is taken low for a ball, 1-0 the count. Good job. Brandon Lau, the man up to the plate. I'm getting ahead of myself as we're at the bottom part of this order. So Brandon Lau, the guy up to bat here against Erlin. Hacks at that one. It will go into foul territory there beyond the first base line, evening the count to 1-1. Erlin, a guy that, seeing for the first time this game. Interesting to see. He's given up a double to Adames and then recorded a flyout. That ball is low for yet another ball. Count goes to 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch, and it's taken outside by Lau. Count goes to 3-1, and guess who's coming up next? Kevin Kiermaier. So the Rays maybe getting another run now, and Brandon Lau swings and misses at that fastball. Only 89 miles an hour. Maybe that's what confused Lau a little bit there. That pitch low in the zone. The count goes full. Man in scoring position. 1 out here for Erlin in the bottom of the 6th inning. The payoff pitch. taken low for a ball, so Brandon Lau takes that one low and heads to first base on a walk there for him. Ireland getting himself into a little bit of trouble here. Kevin Kiermaier, a man that will come up with a man in scoring position. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, and of course that run that he scored there on that Austin Meadows 3-run homer in the last inning in the bottom of the 5th. Facing Ireland for the first time, lefty on lefty here, so advantage goes to the pitcher. 1-0 moves the count there for Kiermaier. So it looks like Ireland's having a little bit of trouble keeping this ball in the zone. As Kiermaier goes ahead in the count early. Swings on that one, fouls it away into the stands beyond the third base line. Count goes even to 1-1 here. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and driven by Kiermaier, and the catch is made by the center fielder there to retire any kind of threat there. Adam Frazier, the left fielder, the guy that made the catch there. So 2 outs, 2 on still for Mike Zunino. Thought maybe they'd make a pinch hit situation here because you have Michael Perez, the other catcher on the roster that can come in to replace him. But they let Zunino hit. He got a hit in his last plate appearance, so maybe trying to get him going early in the season. The first pitch high for ball number 1 as Erlin is facing, I believe this is his 5th batter of the inning. 13 pitches, though, for him only. So, looks like they're going to give him this inning. Although they do have 2 guys warming up in the bullpen. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. That curveball confused Zunino a little bit as he waves and misses at that one. Count is even at 1-1 now. The pitch is outside for ball number 2. So, not much heat on this fastball for Erlin. Not able to keep much in the zone either as Zunino is ahead in the count 2-1. Wow, they called that ball 3, so Zunino moves up in the count. Once again, Austin Meadows, the leadoff man, is on deck in a potential bases loaded situation if Zunino plays his cards right. Fouls that one back, bring the count to 3-2. So full count pitch here for Zunino coming up. Erlin with a payoff pitch, he sets. Looks back, throws. And it's high for ball number 4. He walks Zunino, bringing up Austin Meadows with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Maybe the Pirates make a move here with the pitching. Erlin, it looks like, with a couple of walks here. Will he face Meadows? He's a left-handed hitter. Erlin, the left-handed batter, as we watch that beautiful moonshot. 377 feet homer by Austin Meadows deep into the right field stands to give the Rays the first lead of the season. They will have Ireland face Meadows. Bases loaded, 2 outs here. The 0-0 pitch is on its way. Taken for strike 1 by Meadows. He is batting 1,000 with runners in scoring position. He's got 2 men in scoring position here, so a base hit you would think would score 2, bring the Rays lead to 5. But the 0-1 pitch on its way to Meadows. Taken for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Meadows has watched 2 balls go right by him for strikes. Behind in the count, 0-2 here, the pitch. Swung on and driven into foul territory. The third baseman chasing. And he will catch it for out number 3 to retire the threat. The base is loaded. Erlin gets out of it. In an interesting bottom of the 6th inning, we head to the top of the 7th. They're going to keep Morton in? Colin Moore ran the man that will be up. The Rays bullpen, they have Chaz Rowe and Jose Alvarado warming up. So Morton is going to be allowed to at least start the 7th inning. The pitch to Moran swung on and missed. He's still got that fastball going. As we talked about, the righty Rowe, the lefty Alvarado. Interesting to see them moving Alvarado this early. The Rays obviously don't have a set closer, kind of a bullpen type committee type thing. But Alvarado, the guy that we thought maybe would be getting the 9th. But Nick Anderson could potentially be in that situation as well. Morton, though, ahead in the count 0-2 to the third baseman Moran as he'll face the heart of this lineup. The 5, 6, and 7 hitter. 90 pitches so far. Not sure if they're going to let him finish the inning. Maybe they just want him to face Moran. I'm not exactly sure. Swung on and missed. So another strikeout there for Morton. as he picks up out number 1, retires Moran there, bringing up Gregory Polanco, the right fielder. Nice strikeout there by Morton. He not able to lay off of that curveball low in the zone for Moran. And like I said, Polanco coming at 91 pitches for Morton. The 0 pitch on its way. That cutter fouled away there for Polanco. 0-1 the count. Polanco's 0-2 this game. Strikeout and a ground out. As Morton is facing this lineup, basically facing this, the bottom of the lineup for the third time. But it looks like they're not able to do much with it. That ball taken a little bit high and inside for ball number 1. As Morton reaches 100 pitches here. Based on their approach last season, this is typically when they would pull him. They don't like to get him up to 100 pitches, especially early in the season. This is not a high leverage spot. They have the bullpen fresh, but interesting to see kind of the approach here with that ball taken low and away, that curveball in the dirt there. 2-1 the count to Gregory Polanco. The pitch driven away, but it's foul. That fastball down the heart of the plate. Morton maybe a little bit lucky that one wasn't taken into fair territory. 2-2 the count is even at. The pitch on its way, swung on and driven for another foul ball. That fastball up in the zone there. 93 miles an hour was the speed on that one. As the count stays even at 2-2, 1 out, no men on here for the Pirates in the top of the 7th. No runs yet for them. I believe only a couple of hits, and that strikeout is the second of the inning for Morton. Not Gregory Polanco not able to lay off of that fastball high in the zone, as Morton continues his dominance through, it looks like, a 7th inning. 2 outs here for the Pirates in the top of the 7th inning. As Kevin Kramer is the man that will likely hit next. Yes, he is. And Nick Anderson, a guy that replaces Chaz Rowe in the bullpen. Looks like they're going to let Morton take this. And Kramer drives it out to center field. Kevin Kiermaier's just going to watch that ball hit off the wall, it looks like. Looked like it was going to be a home run, but barely hit behind that wall. So Kevin Kramer will take his base at second base with a stand-up double. Lucky it wasn't a home run. Barely wasn't. As Kramer drives that one out. So that looks like maybe the last batter you would think Morton would face. You want to extinguish this threat. They're actually going to let Morton face Eric Gonzalez, the shortstop, batting 8th. With a man in scoring position. Morton looking to keep the shutout here. 1-0 pitch. This next pitch will be his 100th of the game, as he's pitched through 6 2/3 innings so far, pitching with a 3-0 lead. The 1-0 pitch. Morton sets. He throws. That ball is taken inside for ball number 2. So Morton looks like he's losing a little bit. He's losing Polanco here. He's got a man in scoring position. Let's see if he can tighten up in this at-bat here. That ball driven through the middle. Willie Adames will flip it over the first, and it is in time, barely getting Gonzalez to get out of the inning, retiring the threat there. Barely getting Gonzalez out, but that will retire the side, retire the threat. 3 hits for Pittsburgh, but no runs as we head to the bottom of the 7th. And Michael Felez is the guy that will be coming in for Pittsburgh. 4-4 last year. Basically 4 ERA, 73 strikeouts, 27 walks. So one of their better bullpen pieces, I suppose. Joey Wendell 0 for 3 so far in this one with a fly out in his last at-bat, as we're back at the top of the lineup. Of course, Austin Meadows not able to drive anyone in that bases loaded situation last. The first pitch for Felez is a ball high and outside there. Wendell ahead, 1-0 in the count. The second pitch on its way. Swung on and missed on an inside pitch to Wendell. The count goes even to 1-1. Felez just looking to hold down the race here through the top of the lineup. He's going to at least face Wendell, Diaz, Renfroe, assuming he stays in the through the inning. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Taken low, very low. That slider looks like it got away from him just a little bit. 2-1 moves the count. Wendell doing a good job watching these pitches. The batter's eye in this at-bat has been good for him. Looking for his first hit of the year. 0-3 so far in this contest. Rays with a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. No men on, no outs. The leadoff man, Wendell. That ball is taken Low and inside for ball number 3. 3-1 the count. Wendell looking to get on. Diaz up next, the power hitter. The Rays maybe looking to do some more damage here. The 3-1 pitch is on its way from Felez. That ball driven by Wendell, but it is fouled away. That fastball down the heart of the plate. Wendell just got a piece of it. Hard to lay off of that one. As the count goes full to 3-2. The payoff pitch is on its way. And Wendell fouls that one away once again. That fastball high and inside. Wendell gets just a piece of it, though, to stay alive at 3-2. So another full count pitch for Wendell. Felez's throw is taken barely inside. Very nice walk worked by Joey Wendell as he takes his base there at the first base bag. A pitch that's hard to lay off of. Wendell checked the swing and works the walk there against Felez, bringing up Yandy Diaz, a guy who's 0 for 3 himself, with the Pirates bullpen going up as well. Looks like they might have a short leash on Felez because they want to hold down this Rays lineup if they can. The first pitch to Diaz. Swung on and missed, and it's going to be a stolen base for Wendell. He is safe. The first stolen base for Wendell and the first of the Rays for the 2020 season. Joey Wendell took off on the pitch for a stolen base. So Wendell's in scoring position. The 0-1 count there for Diaz. Diaz swung for the fences, missed, but the stolen base by Wendell brings him in scoring position for him. That ball taken high for a strike, so Diaz behind early in this count, 0-2. 9 pitches so far for Felez. As this loaded Tropicana Field crowd looks on in the bottom of the 7th, the 0-2 pitch is taken for strike number 3. Diaz, just another strikeout, and this has happened early in the game where he just kept the bat on his shoulders and didn't swing at anything. 0 for 4 so far for him as he watches the strike go down the middle of the plate, bringing up Hunter Renfroe with a man in scoring position and one away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Renfroe, a man that's looking to do some damage in this one. Been quiet so far this game. He did have a double as that pitch will be driven and caught by the right fielder to keep Joey Wendell at second base. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Ji-Man Choi, the first baseman batting 5th, 0 for 2 so far with the walk, will come up in this one with the man in scoring position. Ji-Man Choi, guy you know wants to drive in a run to give the Rays that grand slam lead. Lefty on righty, advantage to Choi, takes that ball inside for ball number 1. You would think with Wendell staying on the base, I mean, he's got decent speed. You'd think a base hit pretty much is going to drive in Wendell. Ji-Man Choi taking that ball low and outside, but for a strike. So the count goes even at 1-1 there for him. Got to think the Rays bullpen is pretty active at this point. You would think Morton is done for the day unless they want him to face another right-handed hitter. 1-1 the count to Choi. Felez, the throw. Taken for strike down the heart of the plate to bring the count to 1-2. So Felez 1 strike away from getting out of this one. Brought him in scoring position, but can he get out of it? The 1-2 pitch is taken low and outside for ball number 2. So the count moves even now to 2-2. Ji-Man Choi working a decent count here. Seeing some pitches from Felez, looking for one that he likes. The 2-2 pitch is taken high and outside, though, for strike 3. Ji-Man Choi is not happy about it. That will retire the side. Joey Wendell gets on base, steals second, but is not able to come around to score as the Rays come up empty-handed here in the bottom of the 7th. And as we move to the top of the 8th inning, we have the bottom of the order, Jacob Stallings. You would think that maybe Morton back up to pitch once again. The bullpen is active. Maybe you just want Morton to face this right-handed hitter before you go back to the top. We'll see. Or you just want him to face the lineup a full 3 times, as the announced attendance for this one is just under 23,000. So not a bad showing here on opening day. Tropicana Field, of course, loaded there in the playoffs for ALDS games 3 and 4. Looking to keep that momentum there going. As Morton, the count goes to 2-0, so this count looks to be getting away from him just a little bit here. Looks like the count from Zunino is calling for a curveball. We'll see that fastball actually, so that's taken for strike. 2-1 as I try and steal the signs there from Zunino. That was a 2-seam fastball. 2-1 the count. Morton getting back into it. 104 pitches for him so far through 7. That ball is taken for a strike. Or a ball, I should say. 3-1 goes the count now to Morton. with the Rays bullpen active, that ball is driven for foul, bringing the count full now to 3-2. Interesting approach here for the Rays. 107th pitch on its way for Morton, the payoff. That ball is driven, it looks like, for a base hit. Kevin Kiermaier is not able to run for it. Jacob Stallings, the catcher, able to take first base. Maybe looking, they might pinch run him. I'm not exactly sure. We will see. Not very fast, the catcher position, but is just able to get that base hit down and take his base there. Kevin Kiermaier maybe could have dove him for that one. And it looks like, is that it for Morton? It is. He's going to shake the hand of Zunino, and it looks like he's going to be on his way. Kevin Cash comes out to get the ball from him. A good opening day start for Morton through 6+, no runs, and just a few hits as he waves to the crowd, heads to the dugout. And the move to the bullpen for the Rays, it is Jose Alvarado, a guy that had a 1-6 record last year, a 4.8 ERA, 39 strikeouts, 27 walks. And a guy that's interesting to talk about because of the success that he had so much in the early part of 2019. Ended up dealing with, I believe, an injury, an oblique, and then came back, did not look himself, and then he had to leave the team for personal reasons because of a family situation in Venezuela, as that ball is high for ball number 1. And then when he came back, he did not look to be in shape, so the Rays just shut him down for the rest of the year. So not much action for Jose, but a guy that they like in the back of that bullpen. Obviously, that part of this A bullpen, such a crucial part, the 3-man crew between him, Diego Castillo, and Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson, you would think, in this spot, maybe taking the 9th here, as that ball, a fastball there at 100 miles an hour, evening the count to 1-1. Kevin Newman didn't quite know what to do with that one. The leadoff man out there with 1 man on, no outs. Looking to get a threat here in the top of the 8th inning. Only 6 outs left for the Pirates. As that ball is taken, G-Man Choi flips it to second and completes the double play. A beautiful play there for the Rays. Kevin Newman grounds into the double play there as Charlie Morton looks on. 7 innings for him, 4 hits, no runs. None of them earned, of course, 1 walk. 9 strikeouts, 107 total pitches. So a very nice outing on opening day for Morton, letting this A bullpen take over this 3-0 lead. 2 gone so far. That double play erases any potential earned run situation for Morton, as he will have a 7-inning shutout. That first pitch is taken for a strike. Adam Frazier 1-3, singled in his last at bat. So that after that threat kind of erased, Frazier looking to get it back going again. Brian Reynolds is the guy that's on deck behind him. The 0-1 pitch on its way from Alvarado. Barely taken for a ball at 99 miles an hour. Of course, Alvarado, the absolute flamethrower that he is, just trying to overpower Adam Frazier here with his fastballs. Look to see what he'll do with 1-1, the even count. And it's swung on and driven foul, though, as it will head into the visiting bullpen for a foul. 1-2 they count now. Alvarado 1 strike away from getting out of this 8th inning. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. The 100-mile-an-hour fastball low and inside. Frazier was only able to wave it goodbye as it goes into the mid of Zunino, as Alvarado gets out of that one. A perfect inning for him, including a double play. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th, Richard Rodriguez, the man for Pittsburgh, 65 innings pitched last year, 3.7 ERA, 63 strikeouts, 23 walks for him, as he looks to hold down the middle part, or I guess the bottom part of this order now, as a Willie Adames, Brendan Lau, and Kevin Kiermaier, the men that will come to the plate here in the 8th inning. The Rays maybe looking to get some insurance runs, getting some at-bats for these guys in the bottom of the lineup. Willie Adames swings and misses at that first pitch strike. 0-1 is the count to him now. As you would think that would be it as we talk about the Rays pitching situation. You probably think that's it for Jose. They just wanted him to take and shut down that 8th inning, because you do have Diego Castillo and Nick Anderson to take that 9th if you want to combine them. They are both right-handers, Jose the left-hander. So if they want Jose to face Brian Reynolds, they can do that. Because I think he's still under 10 pitches, but, interesting to see what they'll do there. Also, if the Rays can add any insurance runs as Adames swings and misses, so that'll give him another strikeout in this one. So 1 away now, no man on for the Rays, the bottom of the 8th. Brandon Lowe, the man that's going to come up for the Rays now, with the bases empty, like I said. Brandon Lowe trying to work something against Rodriguez here, just trying to add on in this nice opening day so far in Tropicana Field. 0-2 for Lau so far. His last plate appearance was a walk in the bottom of the 6th inning, as this part of the Rays lineup will bat for the 4th time. Lau able to lay off of that one. It looks like, yes, he will bring in the count to 1-1 now. It is even at 1-1. 6 pitches for Rodriguez as he tries to hold down these Rays. Kevin Kiermaier, the man that is up next. And then Zunino, of course, behind him. That ball taken very high and inside for a ball. 2-1 now the count to Brandon Lau. The 2-1 pitch. Rodriguez, he sets. He throws. And that pitch is driven deep into the outfield. Will it go? No, it will not. The right fielder is out to the track, but he records that for out number 2. Looks like Lau got a decent part of that baseball, but was retired there for out number 2. So Rodriguez with 2 gone now. In the bottom of the 8th, Kevin Kiermaier, the lefty, that will face the righty Rodriguez. So you like to think that maybe Kevin Kiermaier with a walk so far, 0-2. Can he do something here against Rodriguez? Does have the righty-lefty advantage. The first pitch on its way. Checked. It looks like, no, they're going to say he went around for an 0-1 count so far for Kiermaier. Every time Kiermaier comes up to bat, especially with the bases empty, you like to think that, the Rays have a chance of bringing in a run there as he swings and misses there at the second pitch that he sees 0-2. Because if he gets on base, there's a good chance he's stealing second, and then at that point, you just need a base hit to drive in a run. Kiermaier threat, especially in the bottom part of this lineup. Be interesting to see how they use him through the course of this season. Has not been able to stay healthy through the course of many seasons here for the Rays. But a nice piece there, a very unique strategy to have him at the bottom part of that lineup, just ahead of the catcher there at the 8th spot. And that pitch is fouled away there, just trying to stay alive in that 1-2 count there for Kiermaier. Just looking to live to see another pitch from Rodriguez. The 1-2 pitch is on its way. Kiermaier looks, he swings, fouls that one away once again. About the same result, fouled it away beyond the first base line there. As Rodriguez just looking to get into this inning and give his Pirates one last chance to score a run even. And Kiermaier pops this one up. It is charged there by, it looks like, the second baseman there. It will be, I believe, Kevin Kramer there making the catch to retire the side for Tampa. Final chance for Pittsburgh coming up next on Rays Baseball. And the pitcher coming in for the Rays to close this one out on opening day, Nick Anderson, 65 innings pitched, 3.3 ERA, 110 strikeouts, only 18 walks. He came over to the Rays in a trade deadline deal that sent Ryan Stanek and prospect Justin Williams to the Miami Marlins for a starting pitcher, and Nick Anderson, the 0-0 pitch on its way to, it looks like Brian Reynolds here, is taken high for a ball. Nick Anderson with the chance to get a save on opening day. That ball is low once again for another ball. 2-0 goes the count now. He will face Brian Reynolds, Josh Bell, and Colin Moran. So a decent chance for a threat here for Pittsburgh. 4 hits for them so far. No runs, though. Nick Anderson, that ball right down the middle for strike number 1 as Blake Shelton looks on his Pittsburgh Pirates that have not scored a run so far through 8+ innings. Frazier, though, with a 2-1 count. Chance to do something here. The pitch from Nick Anderson is on its way. And it looks like it's going to be low and outside. Ball number 3. 3-1 goes the count. So Pittsburgh, if they can get Reynolds on, they have Josh Bell coming up behind him. A chance really to do something, but it'll be interesting to see. They got to get through Reynolds first. The pitch, 3-1. And it's taken for ball number 4. That curveball got away from Anderson. So Reynolds will take his place at first base. Looked a little offended there by that curveball that got a little close to him. He takes his base, though. And Josh Bell 0 for 2 with a walk. So still looking for his first hit, but of course a guy. He hit 37 home runs, 116 RBIs last year. He's a threat. Home run derby, all of that. He's one of those guys. He takes that first pitch there for a strike. So Nick Anderson goes ahead in the count now, 0-1. Still looking for those 3 outs. He's ahead of Josh Bell here so far in this count. The Rays faithful looking on as the Rays try to close out their first win of the season and go to 0-1 against Pittsburgh. The 0-1 pitch is taken high for a ball. Of course, that 3-run shot by Austin Meadows in the bottom of the 5th inning to give the Rays their first lead of the game, and it looks like, hopefully, they won't be looking back as that sinker gets away from him for ball number 2. 2-1 moves the count now. So Anderson has had a little bit of trouble with his off-speed, not being anywhere close to the zone. Hitters have been able to lay off of them with quite ease so far. 2-1 the count now to Josh Bell. It's going to be high and inside. 3-1 moves the count. So potentially another walk. Colin Moran, a guy coming up behind him, the number 5 hole hitter. Anderson trying to do something. Maybe a double play. At least get a strike to stay alive in this count. 3-1 pitch swung on and missed by Josh Bell. So the count moves full now to the Pittsburgh slugger, Josh Bell. Full count. Pitch on its way. Swung, driven on, but it is going to be fouled away. That fastball high and outside in the zone. Josh Bell takes a whack at it, but it is just able to fall into foul territory. The count remains full. Another payoff pitch for Anderson. He drives that one once again into foul territory, just beyond the visiting bullpen once again. Count remains full for a third time. Anderson just looking to put Bell away. No outs, 1 man on at first base. Bell looking to do something for Pittsburgh. That pitch is fouled back, so a 4th payoff pitch here. Looks like Bell has got Anderson's number. When these counts get, into the high pitch count, usually the hitters come away with success. Anderson looking to change that, though. That pitch is driven just foul. Looks like it would have been maybe at least a double. That ball just left of the first base bag in foul territory. A 5th payoff pitch. And is it going to go? It hits the home run foul pole in right field, and that will be a home run. Anderson giving up a 2-run homer with no outs here. Josh Bell cuts the lead to 1 for the Rays. This is something we talked about. Josh Bell, a threat, 0 for 2. He was hitless. Ends up taking that full count pitch. Bangs it off the right field foul pole. 350 feet, 94 miles an hour off the bat. Something we talked about. Nick Anderson, maybe the questionable decision to have him take this 9th. He has not done well with a walk and then the full pitch home run. But he will face the man behind him, Colin Moran. Bases empty, no outs. So maybe just a chance to erase things for Anderson. That first pitch driven beyond the first base line for a foul ball. 16 pitches so far for Anderson. The Rays, you would think, have some people moving around in the bullpen in case Anderson gets another man on. I mean, I feel like at some point you got to have a short leash on this guy. No outs here. Top of the 9th, I should say. 0-1 pitch is on its way. It is charged by Lau. The throw to first. And Choi comes off the bag. The throw by Lau was no good. The error charged to Lau. G-Man Choi just lucky to come away with that baseball. And he will take his base. Colin Moran will. Kevin Cash not happy there from the dugout. Gregory Polanco, the man that will come up with 1 on. No outs here for Anderson. Has not retired a batter yet. He has faced several, though. He's faced Reynolds, Bell, Moran, and now Gregory Polanco. That first pitch taken low for a ball. So Anderson not able to get ahead in this count. He's looking like he's going to get himself in some trouble here. He needs to turn around in a hurry. The 1-0 count to Gregory Polanco. The pitch from Anderson is on its way. That curveball low. It is a wild pitch, and he will take his place at second base. He's safe. So Colin Moran will slide into second base harmlessly. The throw was not in time, so the Pittsburgh Pirates have the tying run in scoring position. That wild pitch from Anderson. The Rays have got to make a move. Zunino with a throw. Lau trying to get the tag down. It was not in time as Moran gets into scoring position. That 1-run lead is not looking good, as Gregory Polanco has a man in scoring position. Ahead in the count, 2-0, the pitch from Anderson. It's on its way. Swung on and missed. 98 miles per hour on the fastball to Gregory Polanco. Anderson looking to get back into the count. That one makes it 2-1 there. 20 pitches in this ninth inning for Anderson. Man in scoring position. Polanco, the pitch. Taken low. That sinker just below the strike zone. Taken by Polanco. 3-1 the count. Will Anderson walk him? He will. That curveball looked like it hit a piece of the inside of the plate. And it looks like Kyle Schneider is going to come out to at least give a little chat to Anderson as the Pirates have a man on first and second base with no outs. Top of the ninth, a 1-run lead for the Tampa Bay Rays. And Jason Martin, the pinch runner, he will run for Gregory Polanco, it looks like. Kevin Kramer, the guy, 1 for 3, doubled in his last plate appearance. That is going to score at least one to tie the game if he can replicate that. A base hit of any kind, really, you would think would score the pinch runner. It looks the pinch, and he puts down the bunt. It is to Diaz. Diaz, the throw to first is in time. So that moves the base runners to second and third base with 1 out. So they sacrifice that situation. They have the tying run 90 feet away now with 1 out. So they can have another potential sacrifice situation for Gonzalez. The shortstop batting 8th will come up. He's 1 for 3. Singled in his last plate appearance there in the 5th inning. 1 out, 2 on, 2 men in scoring position. A base hit will give the Pirates the lead. The 0-0 pitch to Anderson is on its way. And he bunts it up in the air. Anderson, he catches it for out number 2. And the runners will stay put at second and third. That bunt was poorly executed by Eric Gonzalez. Pops straight to Anderson. And he is able to hold the runners where they are. Jacob Stallings, the catcher, batting 9th will come up. He's 1 for 3. Singled in his last plate appearance. Like we said, a base hit will give the Pirates the lead. The 0-0 pitch from Anderson. It is high. That curveball high and outside. 1-0 the count now to Stallings. The 9-hole in the biggest spot of the season so far for Pittsburgh in the first game on opening day. The final out now for Pittsburgh. That ball in the strike zone, that curveball, Stallings just watched it go by. 2 strikes away from the first win of the season for the Rays. Anderson, the man who has gotten himself into this jam, the 1-1 pitch. It is driven into foul territory. The Rays are now 1 strike away from coming out of this one in a high pressure situation for the Rays closer, the 1-2 count. 2 men in scoring position, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch, the 28th for Anderson. And it is low. That pitch is low for a ball. The count is even now at 2-2. Anderson, the pitch. He sets. He throws. And it is driven on by Brandon Lau. Sets the throw. And it is low to Ji-Man Choi. But it is caught. And it will give the Rays their first win of the season. They put Jacob Stallings away. A beautiful play by Brandon Lau to flip it over to Choi. And the Rays, in just in dramatic fashion on opening day, come away with a win. A 3-2 victory. Charlie Morton will be the winning pitcher. And if you can even believe it, Nick Anderson getting the save there for the Rays in a wonderful opening day game. The Rays head to 1-0, send the Pittsburgh Pirates to 0-1. And you gotta like how you feel about the Tampa Bay Rays after opening day.